everyone, it is the Afro Avenger here with yet another album review, and today's album is Depression Cherry by Beach House. It was released August 18th of 2015, and I don't believe it charted at all, but it has placed in several best albums of 2015 lists. It was released on the label Sub Pop, and its only single is Spark. So without further ado, let's get this started. I had to give this album a good couple of listens before really getting into it, and I've been wanting to do this for quite a while. This is another one of those amazing albums from last year that certainly didn't get any kind of mainstream attention. It's a beautifully somber, hazy, sleepy kind of album, much in the same vein of the genre it represents, dream pop. Much of this album was written during a period where neither members of the duo that make up Beach House were feeling very creative musically and just felt like they needed a break to get their minds together about where they're going to go next. The result was quite a fantastic work of art through this album, filled with light instrumentation, drowsy vocal delivery, and introspective lyricism. Deciding what this album was truly about is rather difficult, as much of the lyricism isn't very straightforward, and the album deals with many different ideas. Perhaps that's what the album is about, ideas, such as the first track, Levitation. It deals a lot with being young and feeling like you can do whatever you want, while the track after that, the album's single, Sparks, is exactly about ideas and getting your ideas out to the world, and remembering those who had ideas but didn't live long enough to get them out, or were too afraid to get them out because of what others might have said. The entire album uses instruments such as the proverbial drum machine and synthesizers, which are, of course, used in the majority of electronic albums. This follows throughout the whole LP, but different effects and keyboard sounds take root in a number of different songs, such as the higher pitch synths that repeat an arpeggio pattern on the track Space Song, and with the echo effect that lead singer Victoria Legrand uses. It not only sounds like it's a live performance at some hazy club, but it actually gives you that feeling of being in space, just floating around. The next track on the album was probably my favorite, Beyond Love. It's the second track to explore the idea of heartbreak on this album after Space Song. With its whining guitar, it really gives you that sense of longing and searching for love and comfort after a tough breakup. It's probably my favorite simply because of how relatable it is. You're searching for an emotion beyond stereotypical love. It's a really great track. Now, the track 1037 is one of the most interesting tracks instrumentally, super lo-fi and simplistic. Simple drum machine pattern with a bass line underneath and synthesizers imitating the sound of a Hammond church organ. In trying to describe the idea behind this track, the members of Beach House really couldn't explain where it came from, or rather, it would be difficult to explain the inspiration behind it. Even still, it's a beautiful track all the same. The album itself isn't very lengthy, with only being 9 tracks long and roughly 44 minutes in length, so with PPP, which stands for Piss Poor Planning, we're already over halfway through. This track is about how the singer and a guy she's with are getting married, but she's questioning if he's ready for this life with her, as well as questioning whether or not she herself is ready for this kind of life, stating that it's like tracing figure eights, which of course form an infinity symbol representing how long relationships feel like they last forever, but then states that if this ice should break, it would be my mistake, saying that the relationship could break apart as easily as ice. Clever lyricism on the group's behalf. Wildflower talks about the singer and her lover only needing each other, saying they don't need God or anyone else, just each other to support one another and be there for one another. Bluebird is much more out there, though, speaking on how the singer wouldn't try to catch a bluebird, a thing of beauty even if given the chance, as well as accepting change. The final track on the album, Days of Candy, is a really neat track that actually features 8 singers from the Pearl River Community College, which is in Hattiesburg, Mississippi, in order to create a 24-part harmony over this final, wispy, disheartening track that talks about how one's good old days, or days of candy, since candy is sweet but only lasts for a certain amount of time, are over, mainly after a breakup, as the person that broke up with the singer was her whole world, and is now leaving her cold and empty. Really impressive track, and a really good track that wraps up the theme and the idea of the album. Overall, this album was a really nice listen, but may not be ideal for those who aren't really into an album where every track is slow and drawn out. That's the kind of idea of dream pop, but I'm sure that not everybody will be a huge fan. I, however, really enjoyed this album with its simplistic instrumentation and subversive lyricism that was actually kind of difficult to understand at times, and apparently that's something the band is known for. But even still, the title of the album, Depression Cherry, probably gives you a bit of an idea of what the album most likely deal with its sad themes and things of that nature. Regardless, this album was really enjoyable, and the tracks that were about more positive things were good for breaking up all the sadness that overtook much of the album. My favorite tracks were Space Song, Beyond Love, of course, 1037, PPP, and Days of Candy. I recommend this album to anyone who's into electronica, dream pop, not dance pop, or albums with sad themes. Anyways, that does it for this album review. Thank you all for watching. I hope you all enjoyed, and if you did enjoy, please hit that like button and also subscribe if you want to see more. And if there's a song or an album that you want to see reviewed on this channel, please leave a comment down below or check out my Facebook or my Twitter. The links are in the description. But thank you again for watching, and I will see you all in the next video. So long.